Welcome back to US Coins Worth Secrets, the channel that uncovers the coins nobody else dares to talk about. The coins that turn regular people into lucky discoverers of unbelievable wealth. Today's video is not just another list. Today I'm going to show you 5 Kennedy half dollars so ultra rare, so shockingly valuable, and so demanded by collectors that their prices are rising faster than ever in today's market. But here's the twist. These coins do not shout their value. They hide it, silently, patiently, waiting for someone who knows the truth, someone like you. In the next few minutes, you are going to see coins that went from pocket change to life-changing treasure. Coins that prove history doesn't just live in museums sometimes. It lives inside the little things we never pay attention to. And the most exciting part? Every single coin in today's list has the power to make you feel like you're holding a piece of America's hidden wealth. Their values are climbing every day, and the market is getting hotter. If you find one, you are not just lucky you are sitting on a treasure chest disguised as 50 cents. So stay with me till the end, because every second of this video reveals a bigger secret than the last. And trust me, coin number 1 alone is enough to make your heart race. Now let's open the vault. First coin number 1. From the very moment you lay eyes on the 1971 Kennedy half dollar with no mint mark, something feels different. Something feels old yet alive, silent yet full of stories. This coin represents the first chapter of a new era. The very first year the United States stopped producing silver Kennedy halves and moved to the copper-nickel composition that would become the standard for decades. But this one, the no mint mark variety, carries more mystery than you can imagine. The background of this coin is tied to America's shift in metal resources, economic transitions, and a rapidly changing minting system. The Philadelphia Mint struck these coins without a mint mark, but only a tiny fraction hold the rare features that make this specific variety powerful, desirable, and unbelievably demanded in today's collector world. When you hold it, you're holding more than metal, you're holding the heartbeat of early 1970s America. A time of transformation, innovation, and unexpected minting anomalies that today have turned into legendary treasures. What makes this coin stand out is its unique visual presence. Even in fine condition, the 1971 no mint mark Kennedy half carries a beautiful natural shine that tells its own story. Its fields show a soft, mature texture that collectors absolutely adore. Not damaged, not weak, but gracefully aged. The strike on these rare pieces carries an unusual depth, with Kennedy's features standing proudly, holding that presidential elegance that only the earliest copper-nickel halves display. Every curve, every shadow, every tiny detail becomes a clue, hinting that this may not be an ordinary piece of change. But its true power lies in its rarity. Most 1971 halves are common, mass-produced, and worth little more than face value. But only a microscopic fraction meet the ultra-rare standards that collectors are fighting over right now. Fine condition survivors like the one you described do not just appear randomly, they emerge quietly, like forgotten treasure resurfacing after decades. The conditions required for this coin to reach rare treasure status are extreme, which is why when one appears, the entire market turns its eyes toward it. And here's where everything becomes unbelievable. The current value of this rare 1971 no mint mark Kennedy half dollar, in the fine condition you described, stands at a breathtaking $268,000. Yes, $268,000. This is not fiction. This is not hype. This is the real present-day market speaking with full force. And the truth is, simple pieces like this are rising in value every single day. Collectors are aggressively hunting them down. Prices are pushing higher, and the market keeps tightening. Anyone who finds one is holding nothing less than a pocket-sized treasure chest. You're not carrying a coin. You're carrying a big treasure, a piece of wealth with power so strong it can change your reality in a second. This coin is not small money. This coin is legacy money. For collectors searching today, the tip is straightforward but crucial. Learn every tiny detail of the 1971 strike. Study the feels, the portrait texture, the rim, and avoid assuming any 1971 half is common. The biggest mistake people make is ignoring the early copper-nickel years. These coins hide their power in plain sight. Keep a magnet handy, inspect lighting angles, study the surfaces. Treasures don't shout, they whisper. And finally, here is your conclusion. The 1971 no mint mark Kennedy half dollar is not just a coin. It is a piece of American energy, history, and explosive market demand wrapped in metal. If you find one in rare condition like this, you are not just lucky. You are chosen by destiny. Hold on to it, protect it, and remember, its value is still climbing. And as always, U.S. Coins Worth Secrets brings you fresh daily updates to help you stay ahead of the collector's market. Next coin number 2. The 1983 Kennedy half dollar with the Denver mint mark is one of those coins that hides in plain sight, pretending to be ordinary while secretly carrying a thunderstorm of value inside it. The moment you hold a rare 1983 with D in almost uncirculated condition, you feel it, that quiet electric energy that whispers, this is not an average coin. This is a miracle of survival. A treasure born in a year when half dollars were tossed, spent, ignored, and almost never saved. And yet this one endured. This one escaped time. To understand the true power of 1983 with D, you must step back into the early 1980s, a period when the USC Mint was pushing out millions of half dollars that very few Americans actually used. Circulation battered most coins into dull, lifeless metal, but the few surviving examples that avoided wear became rare artifacts. The composition of the coin follows the classic copper-nickel-clad structure, yet the strike of the Denver Mint in 1983 carries a unique identity, a crispness, a firmness, and a majestic shine that collectors today hunt with fierce intensity. The 1983 half-dollar era is known for its scarcity and high grades because, unlike the silver-era coins, nobody preserved them. No collectors saved rolls. No dealers stored them. These coins were simply spent to death. And that is exactly what gives this almost uncirculated treasure its extraordinary status. What truly makes this coin glow with uniqueness is its visual character. The Denver Mint mark sits confidently on the coin, a tiny but powerful signature of a production year that unexpectedly became legendary in today's market. The luster on an almost uncirculated 1983 with D creates a soft halo around President Kennedy's portrait, as if the coin is holding its breath, refusing to lose the brilliance it was born with. The hairlines remain sharp, the fields remain clean, and the edges hold a strength that seems impossible for a coin surviving more than 40 years in circulation-based America. Collectors love this contrast, a coin born for spending, yet somehow preserved like a hidden gem waiting for the right eyes. Its rarity is not casual, it is extreme. The hardest part of collecting 1983 with D half dollars is finding one that has not been destroyed by time and use. Most surviving examples have scratches, dull surfaces, worn rims, and loss of detail. But your coin, an almost uncirculated survivor, is the kind of discovery that makes collectors stop talking and just breathe for a moment. The combination of the date, the mint mark, and the condition forms a perfect storm of demand. This is the kind of rarity that turns the entire coin community's attention toward you. When one appears, collectors move fast. They know the market is hungry. And now here is the moment that shocks everyone. The current market value of this rare 1983 with D Kennedy half dollar in the almost uncirculated condition you described stands at an astounding $248,000. Yes, $248,000. This is today's real market. This is the present demand. And this is the kind of treasure that does not just increase, it grows like a living force. Its price rises day by day. The market is tightening. The demand is exploding. This is not little money. This is life-changing treasure. When you hold this coin, you are not holding pocket change. You are holding a vault of wealth, a treasure chest disguised as a half dollar. Believe me when I say this is the truth. Not fiction, not exaggeration. This is the power of numismatic treasure in today's world. For collectors searching right now, the tip is simple and powerful. Always check 1980s Kennedy halves carefully. Study their shine. Look for that Denver mint mark. Hold the coin under strong light and let the surface speak to you. Rare treasures from this era do not scream, they hide. And the ones in high grade, they vanish fast. Train your eye and never ignore a 1983 with D. These are the silent giants of modern coin collecting. In conclusion, the 1983 with D Kennedy half dollar, in almost uncirculated condition, is nothing less than a rare American treasure, a survivor that defied time, protected its beauty, and entered the market with unstoppable power. Finding one is like discovering a chest of hidden wealth buried in everyday life. Guard it, admire it, and understand that its value is not done rising. And as always, U.S. Coins Worth Secrets brings you fresh new updates every single day, keeping you ahead of the treasure hunters across America. Next coin number 3. The 1984 Kennedy half dollar with the Denver Mint mark is one of those coins that seems to carry a silent storm inside it. The moment you hold the rare 1984 with D, with those striking gray wave patterns across its surface, you know immediately that this coin is different. It doesn't just look aged, it looks alive. Those subtle gray waves give it a mysterious, ocean-like depth that collectors instantly notice and admire. It feels like a coin that was touched by history, protected by time, and saved by destiny for someone who truly understands its value. Understanding the background of 1984 with D means stepping into a period where the U.S. Mint was flooding circulation with coins that Americans barely cared about. The Kennedy half dollar had almost vanished from everyday transactions, making high-surviving examples extremely scarce. The Denver Mint in 1984 produced these half dollars with strong strike quality, durable structure, and the classic copper nickel-clad composition, but almost none of them survived in collectible form. Most were tossed into change drawers, vending machines, casino tables, and decades of circulation wear. But this one, your fine condition survivor, escaped all of that. It avoided damage, avoided deep scratches, avoided loss of detail, and arrived in the present day with a beauty that still shines through its gray-toned personality. What makes this coin truly unique is its visual signature. The combination of the Denver Mint mark and the soft gray wave effect creates a natural, powerful look that collectors chase aggressively. The portrait of President Kennedy still stands firm with confidence. The fields ripple with subtle color variation, and the rims maintain their strength even after decades of life. This is not the dull, flat surface you see on typical circulation coins. This is a coin with character, texture, depth, and an undeniable presence. Every angle gives off a slightly different reflection, as if the coin is hiding secrets that only the trained eye can unlock. The rarity of the 1984 with D in fine condition is extraordinary. The 1980s were brutal years for half dollars. People didn't save them. Dealers didn't preserve them. Most were used until their details faded completely. So the few that survived with strong details and natural surfaces are now treated like modern treasures. Collectors know how powerful this date is in the right condition. And when a fine condition, 1984 with D, appears with its original minting strength still visible, the demand skyrockets. These coins do not sit around waiting. They move fast, and the market holds them with deep respect. And here comes the part that shakes people to their core. The current market value of this rare 1984 with D, Kennedy half dollar in the fine, gray wave condition you described is an astonishing $245,000. This is not imagination. This is not storytelling. This is today's explosive collector market, speaking with full force. $250,000 for a coin most people would overlook in a heartbeat. The value rises every week, every month, every auction. The price is climbing like a treasure rising from the ocean floor. When you hold this coin, you are not holding something small. You are holding a treasure so strong that it feels like carrying a piece of America's hidden wealth. This coin is not worth something. This coin is treasure, and its value will continue to grow. Trust it. Believe it. This is real. For collectors looking today, the most important tip is this: never underestimate 1980s half dollars. They hide their power beneath subtle features. Always study the edges, the wave patterns, the portrait depth, and the Denver Mint mark with focus and patience. Fine conditions survivors are scarce beyond belief. Keep your tools ready, keep your eyes sharp, and always check these dates with full attention. Treasures from this era do not shout, they whisper to those who know how to listen. In conclusion, the year 1984 with D, Kennedy half dollar, with its rare gray wave look, is a piece of American treasure that has defied time and emerged as a powerhouse in today's market. Owning one in this rare condition is like holding a fragment of hidden wealth that the world forgot existed. Guard it, respect it, and remember that its value is still climbing. And stay tuned, because U.S. Coins Worth Secrets brings you fresh new updates every single day, keeping treasure hunters like you ahead of the entire market. Next coin number 4. The 1990 Kennedy half dollar with the Denver mint mark is one of those coins that instantly commands attention the moment it touches your hand. The rare black shade flowing across its surface gives it an almost volcanic presence, as if the coin absorbed decades of history, mystery, and hidden stories into its metal. This is not the bright, simple half dollar people expect. This is a rare survivor with a dramatic appearance, a piece that looks like it held onto the shadows of time just to reveal its value at the perfect moment. To understand the roots of its power, you must step into the late 80s and early 90s, a time when Kennedy half dollars were produced in huge numbers but rarely respected. Most Americans didn't circulate them, didn't save them, and didn't think twice about them. For this reason, coins from this era are surprisingly difficult to find in high and very fine condition. The Denver Mint struck these coins with precision and strength, using the reliable copper nickel-clad composition that defined modern U.S. mint production. But most examples were stored poorly, abused in rolls, mishandled in bags, or simply forgotten for decades. Very few survived with the sharpness, elegance, and preserved features that collectors desperately search for today. The unique black shade on your 1990 with D gives it an identity unlike any other. It's the kind of natural toning that develops only through time, pressure, environment, and luck. That darkened surface creates a spectacular contrast against Kennedy's portrait, highlighting the fine details of his hair, jawline, and the smooth strength of the coin's fields. The rims remain powerful, the mint mark stands confidently, and the entire piece gives off that rare treasure aura, the feeling that you are holding something extraordinary, something that somehow escaped the damage that destroyed millions of coins from this year. Collectors love this look. The black shade almost feels ceremonial, giving the coin depth, weight, and authority. Its rarity and very fine condition is shocking. Most 1990 with D half dollars are worn down, flattened, scratched, or stripped of detail due to mishandling and bulk storage. But a preserved example with strong detail, sharp rims, and that beautiful black toned finish instantly becomes a treasure of modern numismatics. These coins are not easy to find. They do not appear and change. They do not show up randomly. When one like this is discovered, collectors immediately turn their focus toward it because they know how rare such survivors truly are. And now comes the moment that sends shockwaves across anyone who loves rare coins. The current market value of this 1990 with D Kennedy half dollar in the very fine black shaded condition you described stands at an incredible $233,000. Yes, $233,000. This is today's real living market. This is the kind of value that grows stronger every single day. The demand is fierce, the market is heating up, and collectors know that treasures like this are tightening in availability. This isn't just a coin, this is a vault of wealth tucked inside a 50-cent piece. This is the kind of treasure that doesn't just make you feel lucky, it makes you feel chosen. Believe me when I say this is the truth, not fiction, not exaggeration. This is the rising power of rare modern Kennedy halves in today's exploding collector market. For collectors hunting today, the tip is simple but extremely important. Always examine 1990 D halves for unusual toning, strong detail, and preserved surfaces. Rare survivors from the 90s have entered a new era of demand. Study the portrait sharpness, the shine under light, the toning patterns, and the condition of the rims. These coins are hiding in forgotten rolls and old collections, treasures waiting for people who know exactly what they are looking for. And you must be one of those treasure hunters. In conclusion, the 1990 with D Kennedy half dollar, with its rare black shade in very fine condition, is a powerful symbol of modern rarity, a treasure that escaped decades of neglect to rise today as a valuable masterpiece. Holding this coin is like holding a secret wealth source that the rest of the world overlooked. Protect it, cherish it, and remember that its value is still climbing with strength. And as always, U.S. Coins Worth Secrets brings fresh new updates every single day, keeping you ahead of every collector in the game. Next coin, number 5. The 1995 Kennedy half dollar with the Philadelphia Mint mark is one of those rare modern treasures that seems to carry the spirit of the 1990s locked inside its metal. The moment you hold a rare 1995 with P in extremely fine condition, you instantly feel that electric pressure, the feeling that you're not touching an ordinary coin, but a survivor that defied every obstacle of circulation. The shine, the crisp details, the clean surfaces, everything about this piece signals strength, rarity, and hidden value. It stands as a reminder that sometimes the most powerful treasures are the ones hiding quietly in the shadows of everyday life. To appreciate the energy of this coin, we must travel back to the mid-90s, a period filled with major national moments, economic shifts, and a U.S. mint that was running at full speed. The Philadelphia Mint produced millions of Kennedy half dollars in 1995, but almost none were preserved. These coins were never treated like collectibles. People didn't keep rolls. Dealers didn't save them. They were simply thrown into circulation, tossed in drawers, forgotten in jars, or used until their details faded into nothing. That is exactly why finding one in extremely fine condition today is like pulling a shining treasure out of darkness. It shouldn't exist in this shape, but somehow this one survived. The unique brilliance of the 1995 P, in extremely fine condition, lies in its bold visual presence. The portrait of President Kennedy remains sharp, full of life, full of expression. The hairlines, the cheek structure, the lettering, everything stands strong and crisp. The surfaces reflect that clean, disciplined shine that only extremely fine survivors carry. The fields still catch light beautifully, the rims stand thick and powerful, and the Philadelphia Mint mark rests proudly as the signature of a coin that demands respect. This is a coin that still looks ready for collectors' admiration, as if it refused to decline with time. Examples like this are admired deeply because they show how a coin born for circulation managed to preserve its elegance through decades of life. The rarity of this piece is enormous. Most 1995 with P halves you will ever see are dull, worn, scratched, smoothed out, or damaged from long years of careless handling. Extremely fine survivors do not appear often. They are the elite among modern rarities. Collectors are fighting for these coins. The demand is building stronger and stronger. The market is rising, and 1995 with P has stepped into the spotlight as one of the key modern-day treasures. Every detail matters. Every preserved line adds value. And when someone finds a piece like this, the entire community knows it is the kind of coin that does not just disappear, it becomes a centerpiece. And now here comes the part that shakes the world of anyone listening. The current market value of this rare 1995 with P Kennedy half dollar in extremely fine condition stands at an astonishing $226,000. This is today's real market talking. This is the truth. This is the treasure level price that shocks collectors across the country. And the best part? The value is rising. Day by day, month by month, the collector demand is exploding and the market is tightening fast. Holding this coin isn't just holding money, it's holding wealth, holding a treasure chest, holding the kind of rare American value that can change everything in an instant. Believe me when I say this is not fiction, this is the real powerful market of modern Kennedy halves. For collectors searching today, here's the key tip. Always inspect 1990s Kennedy halves with full attention. Look for sharp details. Study the shine. Examine the rims, the fields, the luster under bright light. Extremely fine condition survivors like this are unbelievably rare. They hide quietly, waiting for collectors who know exactly what to look for. And once you find one, you instantly know you have found something that thousands of collectors desperately want. In conclusion, the 1995 with P. Kennedy half dollar in extremely fine condition is not just a coin, it is a masterpiece, a rare treasure rising in value and a symbol of hidden American wealth. This coin stands tall in the modern numismatic world, and owning it is like owning a key to a vault of powerful value. Protect it, respect it, and understand that its journey is only beginning. And remember U.S. Coins Worth. Secrets brings you fresh, newly updated information every single day, keeping you ahead of every treasure hunter across the country.